What if the answer sheet you spent an entire year preparing for wasn't even evaluated properly? Not because you wrote the wrong answer, not because the paper was too difficult, but because somewhere between scanning, uploading, servers crashing, blurry pages, payment failures, and software glitches, the system itself may have failed you. This year, lakhs of students across India logged into the CBSE portal after their Class 12 results and found something deeply unsettling. Some students said their marks were unexpectedly low. Others complained that scanned answer sheets were blurry and unreadable. Some said supplementary sheets were missing. A few even claimed the uploaded answer sheet was not theirs at all. And at the center of this controversy is a new digital evaluation method introduced by the Central Board of Secondary Education called the On-Screen Marking System, or OSM. So what exactly went wrong with the CBSE results this year? And did India's biggest school board rush into a digital experiment without being fully prepared? For the first time ever, the CBSE rolled out the on-screen marking system nationwide for Class 12 board evaluations. Instead of teachers checking physical answer sheets with a pen, answer books were scanned, uploaded onto a digital platform, and evaluated on computer screens. The CBSE said this would make the process faster, more transparent, and more efficient. And on paper, that sounds reasonable. After all, universities and international boards like IB and Cambridge already use digital evaluation systems. But the scale here was massive. Officials said nearly 98 lakh answer books were scanned digitally this year. And with each answer book averaging around 20 pages, that meant close to 1.96 crore pages had to be scanned, uploaded, and evaluated within a compressed timeline. That alone created enormous pressure on infrastructure and evaluators. And then the complaints started pouring in. When CBSE declared Class 12 results on May 13th, the overall pass percentage dropped sharply from 88.39% last year to 85.20% this year. Now, a 3-point drop may not sound dramatic at first, but in a country where board marks decide college admissions, scholarships, and career trajectories, that drop immediately triggered concern. More importantly, it happened in the exact year the new OSM system was introduced. That doesn't automatically prove the system caused the drop, but it certainly raised uncomfortable questions. Students soon began applying for scanned copies of answer sheets and re-evaluation. And that is when the situation spiraled further. The re-evaluation portal opened on May 19th, and almost immediately it crashed. Students reported login failures, payment deductions without confirmation, broken download links, and application errors. Some were stranded halfway through the process, after the portal suddenly went into maintenance mode. The CBSE had to repeatedly extend deadlines because students simply could not access the system properly. At one point, even the payment gateway began malfunctioning. Some students were overcharged, others were charged lower amounts. Many received no receipt despite money being deducted. Eventually, Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan stepped in and sought a detailed report from the CBSE. He later announced that teams from Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur and Madras would examine the technical failures and help stabilize the system. The Finance Ministry also brought in public sector banks, including State Bank of India and Bank of Baroda, to strengthen the payment gateway infrastructure. But by then, frustration among students and parents had already exploded online. And then came perhaps the most alarming allegation. A Delhi student claimed that the physics answer sheet uploaded on the portal was not even his. He said the handwriting and responses did not match his original paper. The CBSE later acknowledged there had indeed been a mix-up and handed over the original answer book. Other students also began reporting similar concerns. Now imagine being 17 years old, preparing for one of the most important exams of your life, and then discovering that the answer sheet uploaded in your name may not even belong to you. That fear alone is enough to shake confidence in the system. Students also began sharing screenshots of blurred scans, rotated pages, and overlapping browser elements obscuring answers. Some supplementary sheets were missing entirely. Others pointed out that multiple choice questions marked correctly were still awarded 0 marks. According to officials, MCQs in the OSM system are evaluated through digital overlays, which means if the scan alignment shifts even slightly, the software may fail to match the selected answer correctly. And this matters because evaluating a long descriptive answer on screen is not exactly the same as evaluating it on paper. Research on digital evaluation has shown that while overall reliability may remain similar, on-screen marking can produce greater variation between evaluators, especially for lengthy essay-based answers. Then there's screen fatigue. Imagine evaluating hundreds of handwritten answers continuously on a computer screen, often with inconsistent scan quality under strict deadlines. A perfectly readable physical answer sheet can become smudged or washed out after scanning. And once that happens, the evaluator may miss key points entirely. The CBSE says it identified more than 68,000 answer books with poor image quality that had to be rescanned. Over 13,500 scripts reportedly required manual checking because they remained illegible even after repeated scans. That number alone tells you the system was already struggling under pressure. Now, to be fair, digital evaluation itself is not necessarily a bad idea. It reduces logistics, creates digital audit trails, and can improve traceability. The problem is not modernization. The problem is scale, preparedness, and execution. Even now, the board has not publicly explained in detail how evaluation quality was maintained despite widespread technical complaints. Meanwhile, political attacks have intensified. Senior Congress leader Jairam Ramesh accused the government of throwing the academic futures of lakhs of students into chaos. He questioned why such glitches were not anticipated before implementation. And beyond politics, that's really the core issue here. Because these are not just numbers on a screen. For many families, especially from modest backgrounds, Class 12 marks determine whether a student gets into college, qualifies for scholarships, or loses out on opportunities entirely. Which is why even a small error in evaluation can have life-changing consequences. The CBSE has since reduced re-evaluation fees, promised refunds where excess payments were deducted, and extended deadlines multiple times. But the larger question remains unanswered. Did India's largest education board move too fast with a nationwide digital evaluation experiment?